Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Human Design System. And today we're going to be taking a look at the transits, one of the things that I always recommend my students do as a regular, habitual learning process. Because there's nothing like learning about things from your actual, real-life experience. So today, as we can see, the current theme is a second line day. And that second line is coming from our sun and earth. It's the right angle cross of tension, which is what this life purpose is, if this was somebody's incarnation cross. And it is the frequency that dominates the day. So when we come to the sun in our life is our personality's expression and life force, but it also is what motivates us. It's something that gives us a profound availability for the solar principle, which is our positive, you could say masculine and creative force. This is where the light shines in anyone's design. So sun represents the self, the ego, the radiance, the magnanimity, the creative life force or life expression. And where that sun is in our body graph is in the heart center. That heart center where this tribal gate is pointed up at the communication and action, the throat gate. And in the second line we see that this is about might being right. The gate 21 biting through, this is the hunter-huntress. And today we are learning about the legitimacy of action in response to flagrant and persistent interference. So Mars exalts the sun, where we have a powerful and extreme reaction potential. Here, the severest action will be the most successful. The legitimate rejection of interference on the material plane is one side of the coin here. On the flip side, you can see that Neptune detriments it, and it shows a tendency to regret such severity, no matter how legitimate. The ego uncomfortable with severity. So when you look down at that body graph and you see that this planetary activation of the sun is triggering something in you, say the 45 if you have it, what you'll notice is that there is more egoic willpower today. If you do not have that center defined, or you have it unconsciously defined, you may notice that you have a powerful challenge with being in control or having willpower and attempting to prove that you have control through egoism or through the material world and self-worth, maybe shopping a lot, having a lot of stuff. So the reason why we do this is because there is a not-self theme, feeling unworthy, undervalued, and as if us owning more things would help us feel better about ourselves, our value, our stability and groundedness and fulfillment of our, purpose in this world, maybe being substantiated by having more stuff or winning at the game of, materialism, because this is about materialism and this is the end of the stream of capitalism up here. So the question to ask yourself is to remember, do you think that you have something to prove? And one of the relieving statements might be, or affirmations is, I have nothing to prove. If you have a undefined heart center, there is nothing in this life that you need or have to or must or should prove when it comes to owning things, when it comes to having things, when it comes to having to make something of yourself. So that's the thing that I want you to remember today. And this whole week indeed, because this particular activation, the sun, will last for quite a while. Yesterday was the first line day. And let's see, so it would be around here. There. Monday, the 6th line comes in. Monday, the 4th, it comes in Sunday evening. So all the way up until later end of the day on Monday. Everybody who has an undefined heart and maybe not this gate 21, but getting activated there, might feel a tendency to overcompensate, prove that you can, see that you must, you should, and maybe creating some kind of dilemma where one must, use flagrant and persistent interference as an excuse to take action. Because biting through is about that, biting through perhaps negative or persistent interference. Anytime I see a 21 inside of somebody's design, I always see what planetary activation it is to find out how that person is designed to implement or be in control of their personal earning potential, because this is a very strong management trait. This is somebody who does the dirty work in a large business, who can actually implement control measures in order that things flow. Money into the resources of the CEO or owner of the company to be able to spend that money, getting the most juicy steak and giving that to that 45 on the other side, because the 45 is the king, queen, ruler, pasha, emperor, empress, the large and in charge person, whoever that may be, that is designed to own things or be the figurehead for the business. So where that light from the sun, the solar principle, is shining, the earth grounds that light. The earth is across the way from that gate 21. So the earth position, which is used in human design, as you can see, that's a symbol for earth right there. And over here we have it in the gate 48, which we'll talk about in a moment. It's used in human design, but it's not in astrology. So earth in our system carries many qualities astrologers would commonly attribute to the moon. Because it is opposite of the sun, the light of the sun enabling embodiment, manifestation, and form, we can see that the earth, to balance that solar male principle, you could call it, or yang principle, the earth would be feminine. The earth would be where we would find our grounding and stability.